Welcome guys to another episode with Antagonize on the Doomed Tech. Yeah, the Doomed Tech is a new channel I'll be replacing my old because apparently idiots really like to hear how they can make great builds they can or cannot afford depending on the video. Now, I have no experience in making builds, so instead of showing you how to build a cheap computer, I'm gonna show you how to buy a cheap computer. That's right, how to buy. Let me restart this video.
Welcome, blunts, to another McJaggin video. Today I'll tech you how to buy a console-genocidal rag.
So this video is an x86 step, easy peasy to build your very own console cucking gaming apparatus capable of 2.56K or less. So my point for this build is to be able to handle 2.56K at 1 GHz frame rate. This build needs over 6 teraflops to go up against the stupid Project Scorpio. I mean, after building this $400 USD gaming beast, what kind of idiot will buy a Wii U, right? So here's the parts for this build. First off, just a little message from my sponsor. So the first CPU in the build is the part, the Intel Pentium G4400 3.3 GHz dual core processor at around $60 for a dual core. It is a great processor because for that cheap price, you can game for basically anything, and with no support of hyperthreading, it really has great processor because the Pentium lineup is for gamers, and the Pentium G4 is like a Pentium 4 but for gamers. So the second CPU of the build is the cooler. Now I know for a fact that Skylake is named like that because the processors run like a lake of fire, so we'll have to buy a very powerful liquid cooler. Usually I like using air coolers because I trust Avatar Aang, but now because of his death, I gotta trust Korra. So we went with the cheapest liquid cooler we can get. Now, I did find it from a shady looking company that don't sell very often, but it's all worth because the cooler will only be around $50. The Antac Cooler H20 650 liquid CPU cooler. Great find. Really good for the money. Suggested by all. So the last third CPU of this build is motherboard. Motherboards aren't very important, so I just got the cheapest blunt to suggest this. Asus H11M-A/M.2 Micro ATX LGA 1151 motherboard. So the last fourth CPU is the crucial. 8 GB will do for gaming. And basically any porn watching as long as you don't go in the granny stuff. It has too many graphics and details to take care of. So the last fifth thing we need is the power supply. I just got the cheapest 500 watt power supply that was overclocked at 550 watt instead. Great value. So the last sixth thing we need is a GeForce GTX card. This card is very powerful. That's why it's green instead of purple or light green. The GTX 1050 Ti should be good because unlike the normal GTX 1050, it has a Ti, which means titanium, which means it shares similarities to the Titan, a very powerful and legendary card. I could have chosen also the Fury X card, which shares similarities with the Titan X card, but we won't be able to overcook it as well as the GTX 1050 Ti. Great value. The last final CPU we need is the box. So we didn't have very much left in the Piglet bank, so I decided that the best case we can buy is the cheapest. Yes, it looks like shit, but it is camo so that your parents don't find out you're an ignorant and lazy piece of filth that plays video games all day instead of being some kind of kid that stays home in their room all alone in the dark studying all day. So this case should do the trick. That's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed GTA 5 at 31 FPS instead of 30. Subscribe for greater content. Help me pay my rent and build this computer for an actual heritage test. So yeah, that's all for this video. Yeah, this video is pretty shit. If you didn't notice, I've made a lot of, well, satire from other videos that are constantly named $500 cheapest gaming PC console killer, whatever that bullshit. The fact is, a lot of those videos will take older parts that are used, and that's not fair to say $500 gaming killer PC that you got it for used, because if I got a used Xbox One, I would have gotten it for easily $250, and I do live in Canada, but I'm considering it in USD. Now, my personal opinion in all this matter is, if you're gonna be gaming, at least get a PC that will do everything you need it to do. Don't get some lazy ass piece of shit PC that you found on the bottom of the street. Although I am planning on doing that. It's basically not a suggestion. It's not something most kids will want. And so don't get the cheapest, newest gaming PC. Get the most expensive, newest gaming PC, or get a used, slightly expensive gaming PC. Because I promise you, you will not be able to game at very, very, very cheap on a PC. Impossible. I've tried it before. Just terrible. Just terrible. You need to understand how a PC works before you can decide what kind of budget you want, unless you buy it very expensively. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope it was slightly entertaining. I just wanted to get my point across more than entertainment this time. Actually, every time. Never mind. Just move along.